it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. I want to zoom in and focus in on one of the effects of gaslighting and brainwashing in relationships with narcissistic, malignant narcissistic, covert narcissist, or psychopathic people. And really that is that of being denatured. The experience of being denatured is, if you think of you're stripping someone away of their humanity, their personality, their right to have feelings, their right to have a voice, their right to pursue that which they were God-given and inherently given on this earth to do. That is someone's nature. That is like what you might call their core, their spirit, their sense of instinct, perhaps their inner knowledge that an individual has already wired within themselves. And of course, it's the goal of education to arm people with what they need to succeed and become contributing members of society. So we talk about a good nature or somebody's inherent nature. There's all sorts of great philosophical authors who have written about, human nature, and, you can go and read these tenets and these philosophies in whatever culture you like. But when we talk about relationships with a narcissist, a psychopath, a malignant covert narcissist, someone who, because of their self-importance or self-absorption or inflated sense of self-importance, negates or shuts out, and by lack of empathy, they are not able to attend to or nurture or allow or even bring to light, which is validation, the inherent nature of another. They will do this in a number of ways. And number one is really that of denying somebody else as valid, someone else as important, and giving them really what they need, the information that they need, the eye contact that they need, the physical presence of their body. They might manipulate and denature others in a number of different ways. And number one is a disruption of that sort of inner equilibrium or that inner being, because it is that neutral state. It is that state of inherent kind of contentness, peace, which is allowed, or it is created. The chaos that's created by the narcissist is a way to devalue that state of being. In other words, you cannot just be. You cannot just feel. You cannot perceive. You cannot then interact with reality in a way that is pure and unadulterated or uncontaminated or untainted by their fear, chaos, and need for attention. So rather than having you attend and be connected to that really, which is your life purpose, which is that which makes you you, that which makes you excited, that which is kind of your innocent part of yourself, that innocence, basically that experience, is what is robbed or denatured by a narcissist, because for one, they will create a distraction or negative validation of that state of being. So we're getting really down to the core of it. That inner state of being able to be neutral, content, at peace, at one with really the greater universe within yourself, as you call that experience forth, which is really the absence of fear, the absence of struggle, the absence of that fight or flight flinching mechanism, that state of being, which is personal power, and power it has if you're only allowed to experience it. That narcissist wants to deter you, distract you, disrupt you, and denature you from that state of being. Why? Because then they are the ones in control. They are the ones who have the power. They are the one who can get all the attention, and then you can then devalue that state, that experience, that I am feeling sort of mechanism within you, which is the state of health and how you can relate to others and become, your most playful self. That sort of innocence, that child state of being, where you have these, profound experiences, which then are formidable and then create, a lifelong sort of strength and accord within you, which is who you are, and that sense of safety and security, which you're able to take with you in many other experiences, and no one can take that from you. It's an inner state of being. You're not allowed to experience that. It's always about being denatured through gaslighting, disrupting of that natural equilibrium, and made to feel that that equilibrium is not okay. And then you to then doubt yourself and your sense of perception. In other words, I should not be abused in this way. I should not be talked in this way. I should not be hit in this way. I should not be looked at in this way. I should not be ignored in this way. I should not be pitted against the other in this way. So there's this inner divisiveness or denaturing that occurs. And then the narcissist will then fill you, or communicate to you in a number of sundry ways that then, your nature is then to satisfy them and live to fulfill their narcissistic needs. So we see this in parents of narcissism who, the child has to be an extension of them, and, they have to be who they want them to be. They're not allowed to just be. They feel embarrassed. They feel humiliated. They want them to be something that they're not, and then they express a constant disappointment in the child. We see this in marriages and other relationships where the parent is just really kind of a bully or taking over a disequilibrium or causing a disequilibrium in the relationship, either through withholding, not communicating, not giving any sort of positive regard, giving the evil look, the evil stare, the silent treatment, mocking you. That is the way of denaturing at its worst, and it's very, very sad when I see this occur, when a narcissist will be mocking of their spouse. Look at this spouse. Look at how he's taking a nap. Oh my gosh, isn't he, he's supposed to be cleaning the yard, and then they'll snap a picture of them taking an afternoon snooze and, ridiculing their spouse. That is the worst. I think it's the really low down narcissistic behavior, is when they are sarcastic and mocking of others in their inherent nature. Look at how you want to smile. You should see your face. Why are you trying to get eye contact with these and these people? They're trying to sever you from your very nature. They're ridiculing and mocking your very humanity. And that humane part of yourself is your solar plexus. It's your I am. Not only is it your I am, it's your groundedness. It's your root chakra, which is how, your groundedness, how you are grounded, i.e., planted in this world in an okay manner. And then, right further up, you're getting into your sacral chakra, which is right up, which is, about 3 inches beneath your belly button, which is really kind of the seat of your courage and your creativity, right up, over your groundedness, which is your root chakra, which is really kind of at the base of the spine, which is your groundedness. And then right up from there is your sacral chakra, which is the seat of your creativity, and it resonates to orange. It's really kind of the guts, it's kind of the guts of the I am. When you say someone has guts, they have a very strong sacral chakra. If they're acting from their mind, and they're just throwing off equilibrium, that's, narcissistic, that's, sort of in the mind sort of manipulation. But when you're coming from that creative center, you're creating and you're emanating out. You're being your best, you're creating, and people will then begin to follow and admire you, and you can be on level with them. They're not threatened by somebody, honoring their creativity or being creative with. So you see the great creative collaborators, the life from that individual sacral, chakra, the sacral chakra. So, the narcissist will seek to denature you from this space. And people say, I don't have a sacral chakra. I don't have a root chakra. I don't have a solar plexus. I don't have this feeling. Because chances are it's been denatured. It has been muffled over. It has been, shunted out. It has been extinguished. It's like a little energy center within you. And this is really what needs to be attended to and woken up in sort of your core work, your core energy work, your core perception work, your core, regaining your reality, and not feeling like it's blocked, that your life can then flow from this space again, and your feeling state is able to resume. So if you have encountered this sort of denaturing through the sarcasm, through the disruption of your equilibrium, through telling, through in a number of sundry ways that you aren't what it takes, or you don't have what it takes, or you're less than, is because they have gotten into that sort and sought to denature you. Because again, the question why is because that is how they get their sense of accomplishment. By targeting others and winning over, it's like taking baby from a candy. Sure, an adult can do, or taking a candy from a baby. Is that what I said? Of course, you're bigger, an adult, you can do that, but that does not show how redeemable you are. That shows how cruel you are. It doesn't show that you have power. It shows that you're cruel. So if you can understand that, and then release that, and then release the need to become attractive to a narcissist, realize it's a whole flipping around. It's a whole flipping around and then engaging the internal power versus giving power to those other people who seek to have power over others. It's a much better place to be. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today, and I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.